My eyes ain't teary, people. I'm tired, and that performance didn't help. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna wait for the next draw, who we get in the next round, but when I saw it's about 20 minutes away, I thought I might not make that, people. So let me get this match reaction out. You know, I'm in no state. The energy has been sapped. Another performance that just leaves more questions than answers. And if I rewind back to the start of the game, listen, I brought the snacks out. When I saw that lineup, I thought, I don't know which way this is going to work, but I see enough attacking players in there to know there should be more attacking intent. I saw Eze, I saw Nwaneri, I saw Saka was starting even. Which, listen, understandable. He needs minutes under his belt. Same with Saliba, who started the game. I believe these players needed minutes. So I know there's some talk about should they have started, shouldn't they have started. There was a moment in the second half when Saka got clattered and he was on the floor for a little while. I know I was worried. So I'm sure a lot of us, watching war, he seemed to shake that one off and come off after about, I forgot what time exactly. I think it was roughly 60, 70 minutes in for Max Dowman. But yeah, I saw the lineup and I thought, all right, Ranieri, Eze, Saka, Martinelli's in there, well deserved, off the back of a couple sub appearances, couple important goals. Why not? Why not? It's Port Vale. Diamond was on the bench. Why not? If Saka was fit and flowing over the last few weeks, then I think Diamond would have started this game, because why risk Saka? But because Saka was coming back, I thought, yeah, that makes sense too. I did assume that Martinelli was being given a chance up top. So when the kickoff was taken and you see it all unfold and Marino's up top, not ideal. I think Martinelli deserved a little chance up top to see if we can produce something different out of him, out of us in the final third. But it wasn't to be. He was hugging the left hand side as he usually does. Um, when he starts games for Arsenal. I say starts because the last couple he's been doing something different off the bench and it's been working for him, working for us. But he goes back to the left hand side and he struggles again, in my opinion, over the 90 minutes. And I'm not starting with Martinelli because I'm singling him out. Overall, like I said, I'm tired, people. My eyes are my eyes. I ain't even Bonazoot yet. This is literally just tiredness. Watching that 90 minutes was a chore at times. 3, 4 shots on target across 90 minutes against Port Vale, 17th in League One. It just doesn't make sense, but I guess we dominated. Listen, CEOs, presidents across the globe might be betting Arteta tonight and telling him, yo, 80% possession. Well done, son. But over here, I mean, I'm neither a CEO or a president, unless you look at the big six, but that's different. Go subscribe, hit up the like button right now as well, people. Make sure you are subscribed. But yeah, I mean, and it started so well. The best thing I can say, and I say let me start with positives. We're 3 minutes in, and I've been moaning a little bit. We are through, and Eze got his first goal in an Arsenal shirt. That is the biggest positive from tonight. Get through, and Eze got a goal. Nice, cool, and it was a beautifully taken finish as well. Martinelli inside to Miles Lewis Skelly. I think Lewis Skelly tried to get a flick on. He missed it, but it still worked for us. It still worked for Eze because it just, fell in front of him, essentially rolled in front of him, and he stroked it home beautifully. Nonchalant, tucked it away. Bob's your uncle. That's a Bob's your uncle finish. I say Bob's your uncle a lot. In England, you'll know what that means. Abroad, I can't really explain it to you, but that finish there, if you wonder what Bob's your uncle is, that finish there was Bob's your uncle. No messing about, no dilly, no dally, into the back of the net, side foot finish, beautifully placed. Yeah, 1-0 up early doors within 10 minutes. I should have had my match notes ready next to me, but the match was it was so that I barely had any notes. Most of my notes were substitutions in the second half. Because in that first half, we scored early. Eze and Ranieri were picking up the half spaces. They was there, but then with Marino up top, it just felt like when they got the ball there, they didn't have the striker who might peel in behind and get that one touch pass in. It's how we created the other chance, and Marino was a part of that. I said the other chance, the only other shot on target we had in the first half, which was a very good save by the Port Vale keeper, by the way. Marino sliding pass on the outside for Eze, and I think Eze should have scored. I think a bit more guile behind the finish. If he dinked it a little, I think we would have been 2-0 up there. But he still got it on target, and it was still going in, and it was still a good save. So um, we didn't get enough of that, in my opinion. The attacking patterns are just not there. Just not seeing them. Like I said, Eze and Ranieri were there in the right spaces a lot of that first half, but it just wasn't flowing, you know. Because as much as I would have liked to see Martinelli up top to see something different, Eze and Ranieri in the midfield three was something different, something exciting on paper, something intriguing before the kickoff. And I just didn't get enough patterns out of them. I say I guess Mikel, them, whatever it is. A lot of I look at the lineup, I see a lot of attacking quality there. And I mean quality, players that I like watching, like a Eze, like a Ranieri, for example, right? Like a Saka. And sometimes it's up to them in those moments, in those half spaces. But overall, I still feel like I'm not going to say the handbrake. Mikel even joked about that this week, handbrake on and whatnot. I wouldn't call it a handbrake, but it's at this moment in time a failure to coach an attack, or it's a failure to coach a, a threatening attack. Because Port Vale started growing into the game in that first half too. They had a moment from a corner, bit of pinball in the box, a shot, a block, a header, bouncing off someone's back. It wasn't nothing much to worry about. But when you dominate possession and you have CEOs and presidents calling you, you need to be making use of that possession. And in that first half, 78% possession, 2 shots on target. In my opinion, that's not good enough. But the second half starts. Um, Martinelli was put through pretty early in the second half, and in my opinion, he shied away from it. I think he could have rounded the keeper and buried that. When you look at it in slow mo, especially, you can see kind of, half-hearted runs slightly away from the ball. He was the favourite for that. A little nick is it's either 2-0 or it's a red card because the keeper was committed. Either way, I guess it's Port Vale, it's Carabao Cup. Do you risk your season, I don't know. Yeah, it's different times, 20 years ago, man are going in there. But it is what it is. It didn't cost us in the end, but he had a chance and yeah, didn't work out. And like I said, I mean, I brought my notes up now, and in the second half, it was all subs. Dalman on for Saka, Gyökeres, Marino, Gabriel, Ben White. As soon as Mosquera went right back, we saw his first mistake in an Arsenal shirt because that pass across that Port Vale failed to capitalize on it in the Premier League. No, we cannot see that. We got away with it. It's cool. Kepa then, tried his best to replicate that loose ball from him as well, where they had a shot, it just went over. Again, failed to capitalize, but yeah, Carabao Cup, cool. Premier League, I don't expect to see Kepa anyway. Mosquera, he's had his minutes. Saliba's back now. Gyökeres had a chance. Beautiful run. An even better pass from Dalman. I forgot who laid it into him, but one take pass round the corner. Gyökeres 1-on-1. I feel like his touch was good because it set up the shot. And I feel like the shot was on target. But I just feel like it just felt like he was taking ages to move from getting the ball down to taking that shot. When I feel like if he just went for, a side foot finish or a little dink, he probably scores, makes it 2-0 at that point, gets a goal straight off the bench, happy days. But I feel like he just took too long because he was going for more power. But listen, who am I to talk about Gyökeres 1-on-1 or give advice or even my opinion? He just picked up the Gerd Muller trophy at those Ballon d'Or awards. I've scored a few goals at New River Sports Centre over the years. I mean, it's different levels. So that's just my opinion. I want the best for him. I would have loved to see him score. It is what it is. On to Newcastle. Hopefully he can get his fourth and fifth goals at St. James Park. That'll be beautiful. But yeah, that was his chance and he didn't get it. He linked up play a couple of times well by dropping in. Aside from that, yeah, the game was petering out. Trossard picks up the ball. Saliba, good ball over the top. Very good ball over the top. Trossard brings it down with aplomb, draws in the defender, feints, yard of space. Trossard in and around the box, lethal, beautiful finish, made it 2-0. And that was that. It was that at 1-0 because Port Vale had nothing. Listen, defensively, we are a unit. That is well known now. We are a unit, whether it's Port Vale or it's Real Madrid in the Champions League last season. We know how to set up defensively to stifle anyone, to nullify anyone. It's what we need to build on top of that. That again in this game, I didn't see enough. I mentioned Port Vale. I said they're seventh after 19th. They're 19th in League One. We had 11 shots, 4 on target. XG 0.99. Even the robots are saying that, you know what, it wasn't the prettiest game on the eye. If I look at Huddersfield City, 2-0 City, yeah, same scoreline. Huddersfield 5th in League One. 17 shots for City, 7 on target. XG 1.18. The robots are saying that one had more chance of goals. I'm not a robot. That's just there. A lot of people like the robots and the stats out there. So I'm just, but it was only 75% possession. CEOs and presidents ain't calling them. Newcastle 4, Bradford 1. Bradford are first in League One. Newcastle had 27 shots, 11 on target. XG 4.38. The robots are going mad. The statisticians are going mad with that one. 4.38. I'm about to watch the highlights. But Bradford first, Newcastle's put it on them. You can look at it, smoked. But they got 77% possession. CEOs and presidents ain't calling them. Tottenham 3, Doncaster 0. 18 shots, 5 on target. All right, not that much more than us. 1 more on target than us. XG 1.62. More chances of scoring. I guess that's what. Tell me, is that what it says? Doncaster are 7th in League One, but Tottenham only had 55% possession. We had 81% possession, and that's all that matters, people. Apparently. So as much as the lineup gave man confidence, excitement, I brought the snacks out. The snacks are still in the packet. They're gonna go back in the cupboard. There was not one moment. Actually, you know what? That Eze goal. That Eze goal. Hands up. One of those snacks got opened. And a drink. I thought, yep, 8 minutes in, we're gonna eat. At full time, I'm thinking, all right, we're through. Hopefully, we get a week tie in the next round, and by the time this is out, we're gonna know who we got in the next round. There's still 11 Premier League clubs left, 5 lower league clubs. So the likelihood of a difficult game, the chances are high. I hope and pray that we get one of those lower league clubs because number one, I like that youngsters and the fringe players get a chance, especially when you got a squad like this. This is what I grew up on, League Cup being an opportunity for the Fran Maridas and the Arturo Lupolis and the Cesc Fabregases, you know. So it's nice to see a Dauman. It's nice to see Ranieri start a game. It's nice to. So hopefully we get someone that's not Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, etc. Basically, even a Brighton, because they eat when they want to eat. We are struggling to eat in the final third anyway. We eat up everything in defense, but in the final third, still work to be done. So overall, people, like I said, I should have probably waited for the draw, but the draw isn't what matters right now. We can talk about that in the future. What matters right now is that I'm up with some energy to deliver this match reaction. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. The only place to catch my match reactions now. Love for the love, people. I see the support. Leave a comment too. Why not? And people are asking about the hype the video thing. I don't know. When I go on videos now, I see hype the video. I click it. It says give some points. I give some points if I like the video. So I thought maybe my videos can be hyped too. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me know. I'll just do it. Love for the love. See you soon, people. Peace. I'm out.